We continue with Mwani, that is earth element. We call them Mwani or Mwafo, Mwabokafo in Igbo language. Earth represents order, structure, foundation, stability, fertility, feminine energy, nourishment, shelter, someone that is grounded, focused, prosperity, manifestation, provision, and protection. You see, Nwani is the opposite of fire. As fire burns down things to ash, it becomes slower, quieter, stable, and focused. Earth is a healer, and it has the ability to absorb and get rid of negative energy. It can also absorb good energy or nutrients for crops to grow. Earth is a mystery. Igbo tradition sees earth as a womb, afo, that has lots of things buried in it. Earth has natural resources, rocks, crystals, gold, silver, diamond, and so on. Earth is a great provider. It produces crops that gives us food to fill our stomach, to give us energy. She gives us foundation to build our houses for shelter. Earth, as a mother, can wreak havoc on her children, like our mother used turning garri stick or anything closest to her to beat us. So does Mother Earth shake us with earthquake and explode like a volcano. In Igbo cosmology, you call the deity behind Earth Nne Ani Diaso, Nani Ani. Well, we have different forms of earth. I repeat, we have different forms of earth: sand, trees, herbs, ashes. You know that earth element has so many personalities. Now, how would you know an earth element? Nwani. Well, number one, you are loyal. You are super hardworking. You have trust issues and doubt a lot. You are the kind of seeing is believing type. You like to do things the old-fashioned way. You believe science more than spirituality. You are responsible and focused. You don't like multitasking one job at a time. You are patient and take your time to do things and make decisions. You don't like things that are dangerous or risky. You are always careful. You are detail-oriented. You are the most stubborn of all the elements. You hardly take advice. You believe in what you know. You like to finish anything you start, even if it takes years to accomplish it. You are resourceful. You like business or investment that are safe and guaranteed. You don't fall for scammers. That is why Earth is stable. You believe in physical strength. You value family. You don't like change. You like to stick to what you are used to. You are closed-minded, hard to penetrate. You are afraid of making mistakes. You are too cautious and careful. You like to clean and organize things. You are good at making excuses because you don't want to change. You like to work and save the money for later. You like law and order, a very good law-abiding citizen. You are stable, strong, and rigid. You are controlling and possessive. You like to take care of your body and your looks. People see you as stingy, but you are not. To you, people have to give you good reasons for you to give them money, and this is because you are not wasteful. You need to take note to know that when to make changes in your life and be more spiritual minded, because life is all about risk. One, Life is all about risk. You don't know what good will come your way from making a change in your life. Earth is deep and has buried treasure. So you have to keep looking within you for your strength and advancement. Now, the kind of career that an earth element can do, because they are stable and patient people, so they are very good at desk job, that's office work. They can be an accountant, economist, navy or army officers, or they can operate heavy duty operating machines, business, trade, farming, and a whole lot of other things. Now, for you to know how to connect to Mother Earth and her powers, Earth element can use crystal for healing, love, protection, and money. They are very good in using herbs to cure people. That is when it comes to spirituality. Herbs for money, good luck, healing, and protection. Herbs like bay leaf, cinnamon, scent leaf, and a whole lot of them. You can also use black salt for protection and back to sender works. You can also use alligator pepper for cleansing to remove negative energy. Well, even use of sulfur against witchcraft attack. Some use Rose of Jericho for money and abundance. They also use sage and Palo Santo for cleansing bad energy. And there are so many other leaves that earth elements can use. You see, because they are close to nature, that is why. Because they are good with herbs, that is why. So it's very important that one knows his or her own element and the market days, because it's going to really help you out in life. You will have focus. You will know what to do. You know what is acceptable to you as Nwani or Okafo or Nweke. Do you understand? You don't come to earth and be existing for nothing's sake. You have to know your portal, your channel, your indigenous market day, so you can flourish very well if you are really into spirituality and you are spiritually inclined. We move over to air element. Mwikuku. Somebody born on Nkwo market day. You can say in Igbo, Nwankwo, Okonkwo, maọbụ Mgbọnkwọ. Air element is the most important element because air signifies living things. First thing one does when one was born is to breathe in air, and it is the last thing one will do when about to die. Air is the beginning and end of living things. Air is oxygen. Thus, everything on earth needs air. Even the animals in the forest, sea, water, and land, the crops and trees, they need oxygen to survive and stay alive. Air is quick, curious, flirty, smart, intelligent, communicates, connection, expansion, refreshment, sound, smell, movement, balance, and freedom. All earth elements need is air to flourish. All elements need air to flourish. In fact, all the elements, they need each other. There is none that is superior. Air provides oxygen for fire. Without air, fire cannot be lit. Air has similarities with fire. They have similar quick and fast nature. Air is also a masculine energy like fire. With air in our body system, we can talk, hear sound, because air carries message and sound. Air is about balance and making things flow and expand. Air is equally affected by temperature and it influences water when the air is warm or cold. Cold air at night affects the ocean or river currents and makes the wave to be high and turbulent. Now, the Igbo deity of air is Arobunagu. Yes, some even call it Eze Ikuku. That is the Lord of the wind that lives in the forest, in the sky, and he is the chief in white clothes and god of wealth. Well, we have personalities for air element people. Njirimara nwa ikuku. As nwa ikuku, you love being straightforward. You are a free spirit and love to be free. You are open-minded. You let people feel free and have their way around you, which leads to betrayal or what we say in Pidgin Palace, see finish. You know, when someone sees everything and knows everything about you, they can either look at you as a common somebody. Well, for an air element, they forgive easily and let go of things. They like stories and they like to talk. They like intelligent conversations with intelligent people because anybody that is a muikuku is very intelligent. They like to discover new things. They dislike sluggishness, laziness in people. Well, they can have lots of mood swings because they can be cold and also switch to hot immediately. They like to joke and laugh a lot. They like space and like it clean and organized. You think too much as an element. Well, their behavior is very good. They are very sweet with words. Fanwiki samadi isi. Onye anwakwele n'ife nwa ikuku na-eme ma n'ife ọ na-ekwu. They like unity and peace. They like to live and let live. They have that kind of mentality. They have good memory and they don't forget things. Even if it's 10 years ago, they still remember it vividly, very clearly. You remember things the way you see it or heard it. So when one ikuku is upset, their mouth is very uncontrollable. They are very impatient and like to rush. They worry too much. They like to analyze things in their head. They like to improve things and make it better and easier. They are agile no matter their body size. They like socializing and meeting people. Mwikuku, they don't like to be interrupted when they are talking because they love to show their intelligence. Even they talk maturely from a very young age. They are very creative and very fast learners. They like to give advice and, well, they are seen as wise people. They like sweet drinks more than alcohol. They like orderliness and justice. They hate oppression and like to fight for the less privileged. They are very quick in telling people their mind because they don't like insult. Father chompale. Arufana ada chompale. Because they also have masculine energy. And they are women with air element. They have heart like a man. So for Mwikuku, for you have to be cautious and reduce the high rate of overthinking to avoid anxiety and high blood pressure. Air elements should learn to breathe slowly and eat slowly. Careers like entertainment, being a TV presenter, newscaster, show host, because they like talking. That is what suits them. They like researching, writing, story or script writing. Because they are lovers of knowledge, they can also become lecturers. Education as a lover of knowledge. Yes, they can be judges, lawyers, human rights activists to stand for justice and balance. Even some of them are motivational speakers because they like to educate ignorant people. Well, as an air element, authoritatively, when you master yourself to harness the power of the air or wind, there are various spiritual works they can do with their Arobonago. Well, air bring life to things, so they can give life to any dead situation like a broken marriage. If they may be they can call things back and it is restored. Because Arobonago gives them deep knowledge and secret things about life. They reveal things to them. You see, they can begin new things and end things in people's life. They can heat up things or cool situations, like maybe cause a quarrel. They can even end it immediately or end a court case, even embark on mission impossible. Air element has energy that speeds up spiritual works once they are in good terms with their Arobonago. They can do any kind of spiritual work, road opener work. They can activate positivity, send out blessings, and connect to all elements wherever they are to be able to make things work. So, if nwa ikuku, that's air element, has called to become a dibia or spiritualist, they have to first of all align with their chi and spiritual guides so that they can communicate better with their spirit and get messages from them. Whether they seek it or not, they are magnetized by their strong spiritual aura. Now, fire and air elements make great couples. Yes, Fawikino di na nwunye. Like I said earlier, those Igbo indigenous market days, Eke, Ori, Afonwo, they have Igbo deities behind them. They are deities in charge. For Eke, we have Amadioha or Udo. Ori, we have Idemmiri or Nemmiri. For we have Ani, Nani Diaso, Neke. From what we have Arobonago. So you see why you should know your Igbo market day, your indigenous market day, and why you came to this earth. So you can align and know what you are called to do here on earth. It's very, very important because that day they vibrate very, very well. If it's somebody that was born on Afo day, you know every Afo, you have to seek the face of your element to help you. Now, there are deities that back the market days. Like I told you earlier, we can call them Alusi. Many people think that Alusi is demonic. I don't know why they think so. Alusi simply means alopose, to put a stop to things so that it will not occur again. Even if you break it down, alu means abomination, si means to stop. You see, that is why some people go today by this name, Nwalose, Olasi, Idemmili, Nwogu, Ojukwu, Agbala, Soludo. And these names are directly linked to great deities of our forefathers. You see, to understand the concept of Alusi, one must appreciate how our ancestors view them. Because it's very, very important that you know the deity, the Alusi that is in charge of your market days. Because these Alusi accompany people down here to earth. Even when you are bringing down your chi, Otuchi, your chi, Onyowa, came to this world with his or her own Alusi. Some came with Ogugu accompanied them. So you need to know, because our market days in Igbo land has its foundation with good luck from powerful Alusi. And so does every river in Igbo land. Do you understand? So we need to know all this and stop pretending. Because it really helps us. It is an eye-opener. If you read Chinua Achebe Chinua Achebe's book, Things Fall Apart, you understand me better. The concept of Alosi was never to serve the strong, but to protect the weak. If you also read Arrow of God, you will understand what I'm talking about. Because in Arrow of God, it was explained how the oppressed needed a deity. So, to simplify the word, you should know that is like an angel. That is for those who don't understand the concept of Alosi. Because back in the days, we did not have a police station where we can go and report, or even a court. So most people use the deity Alosi for justice to be brokered, for them to get justice. So our forefathers didn't do wrong by using what can help them to rule their society, or to bring peace and stability to their society in those days. Because everything we do in Igbo spiritualism, you will always hear the mention of Alosi. So Alosi in Igbo spiritualism is the only place you can take your problem to when men prove incapacitated. It is the spiritual ground where justice is never delayed, a place of comfort for the oppressed that saved the widows and the fatherless and brought bountiful harvest to our fathers. Alosi is just like a light in our darkness. So if we really know what it means, we'll stop becoming afraid, or stop yelling that it's demonic and all that. But that does not mean that we do not have the good Alosi and the bad Alosi. Because like I will always say, for everything one does in life, there is need to balance it. There should be balance between good and bad. So Alosi protected our forefathers against the white invaders. Even during the Biafra genocide, you hear about different Alosi, the way they protected their community, the way they protected their people. They were never invaded. Some communities were never invaded because they are under the protection of certain deities. So you don't see this as a primitive, but for the use of mankind to bring law and order, to put to a stop some evil things. So we in Igbo, we already know this. Like I said earlier, before I started my teaching, that for every market in Igbo land, there is a deity behind it, or a deity installed very close to the market. Most times it is those deities that own the market. Yes, but because they love protecting their children, they want their children to come to that place and do their trade by barter, or whatever they want to do under their watchful eyes. So once they are there, nothing will happen to the people of that community. The Alosi protects them and looks out for them. Well, because of the advent of Christianity, so many people have renounced Alosi. The first generation of Igbo Christians. And the generation that followed the first mentioned the name with nauseous contempt. For nearly a century, the modern people of Igbo remained distracted from deeply understanding the institution of Alosi and why it was necessary to our ancestors. So we really need to know that Alosi is for our protection, for our good. It is not an abomination. It is not something evil. As you are here on earth, as you are existing, as long as you came to this earth, to this world through a portal, there is a deity backing you up. There is a deity protecting you. There is a deity that came to this world with your chi, and you need to recognize them. It is one of the importance of knowing your Indigenous Market Day. Know and value your Indigenous Market Day, because we are first Igbos before we talk about being civilized. Civilization should not make us to forsake our originality. Our originality belongs to us, and we should acknowledge it first before we delve into things of other people's culture and tradition. So you see, it is very important we know all this, because likewise we are feeding our energy, we also feed our alosi for it to prosper us, to progress us, to protect us, to fight for us. We have lots of them, but it will favor you more to know the one accompanying you to this world, the one accompanying your chi, that's your chi onye nọrọ gị ụwa, your reincarnator. You have to know this, that it will help you. If you are disputing this fact, you can carry out your research in every customary market in Igbo land. We have so many markets: Afia Eke, Uri, Afia Nkwo, Afia Afo. They all have their foundation and good luck and protection from a very powerful alosi, like I mentioned earlier, the deities that are behind the Igbo market days. Well, it was instituted to serve the people who are not so strong, that's the weak, to protect the weak. It is good we know who we are. We know our spirituality. We know the things we can do and the things we cannot. We know the things that our elements forbid. We also know the things that makes us stronger and the way we can connect faster. So that whenever you want to do any spiritual work, you will know what your elements need for you to connect directly without wasting time. There are some people in the spiritual aspect of life, they are very good and they came with the 4 elements. Those people, I call them Okalamad or Okalamwa. So you see, it's very important as a living being that you have to align with your portal. Jee malụ onwe gị. Jee malụ ka isi bịa ụwa, na etu isi wee bịa ụwa. It is the pillar of your success. It is the knowledge that will make you excel here on earth. You don't just live life as if you are the owner of yourself. If you forsake your spirituality, I bet you are not going to make it here on earth. So you need to know your energies, whether they are masculine energy or feminine energy. And you also know when to appease them. You have to learn how to use these energies to enjoy yourself and elevate yourself and enjoy your existence, because you are an embodiment of the universe. Yes, I can tell you this categorically. That is why that your market day, you should know it. You keep it holy. No fighting, no quarreling, no sex, because you want to connect and align and get your blessings direct from the universe. It's very important. And when you also know, you know the days you can give things out via your portal, so that your sacrifice will be accepted, so that the things you do can work for you. Anara agba aka ali enu. That is what an Igbo adage says. Eke Amadioha is the deity behind Ekede or Udo. Many people regard it as the day for the to do water works. Ọlụ mmiri. And ndị mmiri na-agbadata mbọsị eke. It is their day. And any ọlụ mmiri you do on Eke day, it will go straight. But sometimes it depends on the community and the days they acknowledge their own deity. For Orie, I told you, is Idemmiri Adanenwai. For Afọ, it is Nanyi Anidiaso. Ani Neke. For Nkwo, it is Arabunago. So you see that any market that has Nkwo has the backings of this deity, Arabunago. As a Mwikuku, you should know. You should know the things that make you tick. You should know the spirits that are in charge of the Igbo element. You should know what it connotes and what it stands for. You should know the simple things to do to harness your essence, your spirituality, for you to vibrate more. You should know what to do to cleanse your spiritual aura. If there is anything clogging it, you should know the direct things to do according to your portal so that you can apply it and have your freedom and clear yourself of every negative energy. Well, I'm about to round up for today's topic. If there is anything you don't understand, please feel free to contact me via our email address or directly through the page so that we can rub minds and understand each other better. I have to stop here until next time, same station next week. Have a lovely day. Bye.